Got it.
Welcome back to the Council of Reads, the comic shop's official podcast for everything comics, movies, and toys. I'm Dylan, joined by Jason.
How's it going?
Nitin.
Yo.
Tommy.
Hey.
And Dave, who has something smart to say, I'm sure. What is it, Dave?
Yes.
One time you don't have something to say.
Because you set him up.
Yeah.
Set me up.
Buckled.
Put you on the spot.
Okay, this week's featured comics, we've got two brand new issue ones for Defenders and Suicide Squad, Get Joker, which was incredible. Can't wait to talk about that. Plus, we are going to get into the latest, greatest DC film, Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
sorry, not to be confused with Suicide Squad, because that is not something you want to watch.
Yeah, it needed a tagline, didn't it?
Yeah, like a subtitle.
Yeah, it really did.
It's much
Yeah.
better.
Suicide Squad, the better one.
The better
We
one.
promise.
Much better.
Episode 1 of What If on Disney Plus, and we're going to close it up with Dave's film flashback, Talladega Nights.
Yay, selfish pig.
Well, they're all pretty much the same.
Good.
Okay. All right. Do you want to just get into the comics? There
Absolutely.
wasn't really much else to talk about the shop this week, right?
No, because we sat around for about 2-3 days waiting for comics to come. But they came!
Yes.
Finally!
2 days late. That was
Yeah.
excellent.
But what do?
Yes.
Planes, trains, automobiles.
COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's sending things.
Shall we start with Suicide Squad then?
Let's start with Suicide Squad. Man, this was great.
This is the best book I read this week. By
You've
far.
got Brian Azzarello and Alex Maleev.
I love
So-
Maleev's art.
Oh, and it's
nice.
really good Maleev. It's not
Yeah.
the over dark
It's
Maleev.
great Maleev.
Yeah.
You know, it's like colorful.
Like towards the end of Daredevil, Maleev got a bit like too sketchy and
Yeah.
but
Is
this
it
one,
oversized black label book?
Yeah,
Yes,
oversized
yeah.
black label.
Okay.
So he's like
Okay,
a-
cool.
don't get us started
Yeah.
on the size of it, but it's good. It's a good book.
It was great.
So basically, Jason Todd, the Red Hood, gets recruited into the Suicide Squad. And Waller is like, your mission, your team, your mission is to kill the Joker.
Mm.
And that's how the book starts.
And
yeah,
hilarity.
Jason Todd,
Okay.
Jason Todd has never really been in the Suicide Squad before. And I'm a massive fan of the character. So I was like, oh, sweet, this is good. And it did not disappoint.
No, it was great. Like, it was pretty full on the violence.
Yeah. Swearing?
Yes.
Because of Black Label title,
Yes.
Jason's dropping F-bombs and stuff, as he should.
And because Black Label, not continuity, a little bit more freedom on some stuff. And yeah, like Waller knows who he is,
Mm.
like that sort of stuff. And
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it was pretty cool. Very cool, actually.
That sounds
Yeah.
really good.
Suicide Squad's always been really good for the writer to throw in some twists, but this one you never see it coming.
Yeah.
In this issue, it was awesome.
4-part?
Oh, I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, I can't remember. 3 or 4, maybe.
Mm.
It was
When they
good.
bring out the trades, this is going to be a stupid question. I'm going to ask it anyway. The trades for these Black Label, they're also oversized.
Yeah, the past few have been.
Yeah.
Like
They've,
Batman.
mainly they do hardcovers first. So far, I think only the first soft. No soft covers are out yet. I think.
It
I
should
don't
be.
think-
Batman
Damn.
Damn came out.
Damn finally
And
just came out.
that was oversized, but very, very thin kind of cardstock, like very floppy.
Right.
It's a bit too
Sorry,
floppy for
Tommy,
its
I
size.
Yeah,
Like, it didn't
I
hold
agree.
itself a bit, maybe. I guess.
Oh, right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But yeah, generally hardcovers. I think that was the first soft cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really good. I can't say enough good stuff without spoiling it. And there's some cool stuff there you don't want to spoil.
Yes.
But highly like the team lineup, even the team. Oh man,
Very
team lineup
interesting.
is great, and like the
You
interactions.
can use a couple of characters without giving too much
Yes,
away,
for
or
sure. A lot of definitely no big names. You know what I mean? Like you got Firefly, who's like arsonist type of guy.
Yes. Silver Banshee.
Yep. Wild Dog was probably my favorite.
Oh, he was cool.
Very current. Like he's a vigilante. But why he was locked up was because he was leading the insurrection. Like
Yeah, like he was there.
And he's fooled up that sort of stuff. It was great. It was my favorite bit. Yeah. It was good. It was good. Very, very current, very, very good. But not at the same time, not like it's not like they're hitting you over the head with stuff. It was just you're like, oh, he's just a bit of a knob. And that was just more of the ways to show his knobness, I guess. Yeah, very good, very good.
So big week for Suicide Squad, eh?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So yeah, if you like Suicide Squad, like Jason Todd, check it out for sure. For sure.
I always thought that with Suicide Squad, it'll be cool if it was just, it's like Task Force X or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be cool if it just had like a suicide spy and just like a one-person team. And with this, you sort of get the vibe of it. Like Jason Todd is just that guy. Like he wouldn't. The team's cool, but you have a feeling that won't matter in the main whole arc of the story.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's by far the central character.
Oh yeah, just considering what's happened to him and who they're trying to kill. Yeah.
And even just the way it's set up that like he's the leader of the squad, this crew, but he's pretty naive about how they run and like he doesn't even know about the implant, so to speak.
Yeah.
And like when he gets it, he just gets the jab, bang, what's that? And then the rest are like, this newbie's leading us. He doesn't even know what's going on here. He doesn't know about the bombs, so to speak. You're like, this is good. Just little touches made it really over the top.
And like in recent years, DC, they've been, because he's so popular, doing the Marvel thing where they're turning Jason Todd into like a good guy again. He's on terms of Batman. He's talking to Batman. He's not killing people. He's using rubber bullets. And I never liked that, man. I liked it when he was the Punisher. He was the DC Punisher, just killing people. And the beginning of this, he's that. He's exactly that. So I was very happy to see that.
And I understand they're thinking partly of like how Bruce can't just allow it to happen, right?
Yeah.
But you just move him out of Gotham. Because if it's out of Gotham, I can handle Batman going, it's not my problem. Plus the guilt of Jason's whole why he is where he's at, like I'll just let it go because it's not here. But if you're in his backyard, I get you can't have Jason Todd just whacking people. But just move him away.
Yes.
Because he shouldn't be, Because what's the difference between him and Dick now, really?
Yeah.
He uses guns, except they're just rubber bullets, so he might as well just not use them. Yeah,
instead of Dick just smashing in the head with a baton.
Yep.
Like
tasing you with a stick.
Yeah. Like that'll do just as much. That'll do more damage than rubber bullets. I read Wormwood.
Okay.
All right. What's next? Defenders. I liked this, but it's a heavy setup issue. The art is amazing.
Phenomenal, man.
The art is. I always liked Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I really liked his stuff.
He did
so pretty.
He did History of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
That's a must, honestly.
And it's like,
I like where it ended up.
Yeah,
so to speak. So it did set it up well, and I am curious to where it will go.
Yes. So basically, it's yes.
No, I was gonna no, please you go, and then if you answer my question, I have
Doctor
to ask
Strange, the Midnight Rider comes to Doctor Strange, and then the team gets put together, shall we say, without giving away too much stuff. So you got Silver Surfer, Betty Ross, the Harpy. And the Cloud. We basically, everyone besides the Midnight Rider has been some form of a Defender before, but a lot of it is spinning out of the Marvel 1000 one shot from last year, part of the Marvel 80th anniversary stuff. They did Marvel 1000. If anyone checked out the one shot, because that one shot, while it was generally one-page stories, Ewing did write a few pages that were a thread line story through it, which was about the Masked Raider and the Enclave, and then that went nowhere. And finally, it's going somewhere. So I think that's part of the reason why there's a bit of setup. He had to re-explain some of that stuff for people that either didn't check out 1000 or it was about a year and a half ago or whatever it was. So yeah, heavy setup, but man, so pretty. The colors,
Yeah, man. Some crazy layouts.
So good. Like, look at this page. Where's this page? This
is a mini, isn't it?
Yes. Check out this double page spread.
Oh, nice.
You know? Man. Good. But yeah, I'm very more keen to see what happens in issue 2. Because yeah, like you said, Dave, it's a big at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely where they wind up. It's awesome.
Very good, very good.
Okay. So kind of current continuity, which essentially will show that it'll probably end around the same time as the Death of Doctor Strange mini. So yeah, it'll kind of not tie in, but it'll be along that same Strange is gone. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much it will tie or not tie.
Interesting. Yeah, well, it's in my box, so
yes,
get that sent out to me in the next week or so for sure.
It's very good. All right, what else do you read, Dylan?
Let's talk about Avengers Tech on Avengers. That's the full title, by the way. Avengers Tech on Avengers.
Yes, double Avengers in the title.
Like ATM machine.
Yes.
We talked about this when it was in previews, and this is the Super Sentai / Power Rangers inspired mini. And oh man, this was so fun. And it was whoever the artist is, I haven't seen them before, but they just nailed the anime style.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Who's the writer?
Jim Zub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does a lot of Marvel sort of B books, I guess.
Like, check out that cap. That is like an anime cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the coloring.
The colors.
I think the art does the coloring as well, right? Chumba does the coloring as well.
Oh, Chumba,
the coloring puts it over the top.
Yeah. Because Chumba's work on Street Fighter is much large palette style, so they look pretty, but it's not as in depth as like usual per se.
Yep.
So it sort of pops out more. It's definitely an art style.
So basically, it's without spoiling too much. Oh, you think you got to spoil? So you just got to. The Red Skull, who looks amazing, but I was like reading this just this morning before I came to do this. Like, check out this Red Skull if I can get a bit of light. I was like, what is this? The most anime looking Red Skull you ever see. But he rocks up, he's smashing the Avengers, and he's got like shards of the Infinity Gems or stones or whatever. Yeah. It's very MCU influenced, you know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, makes sense because it's a toy line first. Toy line into the comic, right? Comics to sell the toys. And he's the whole point. He's like, I'm not going to be Thanos and just wish half this into dust. And his thing is like, no more powers. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good spoiler. I like it.
Yeah. And that explains why you've seen that Cap's normal Cap. Why on earth do they need these big mechy sort of techie suits? It's because
interesting. Steve
Rogers is. Ooh.
Yes.
Like he looks at it in What If.
Yes. But it was very good.
Basically.
And he was written really well too. I thought the Steve stuff was probably my favorite stuff in there.
Yeah, because he's still the leader and stuff.
Yeah, he's still got that heart and spirit. He just doesn't have the body to go with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it was very good, very good, very good.
Oh, and how good was Spidey in that, Jace? Like, he was written great. Like, you could tell Zub was just trying to diffuse some of that MCU, like Spidey being Iron Man's sidekick.
Yes.
Like, he's just like stepping up to Iron Man every second.
Yes, I'm not a kid here.
Yeah. I'm a scientist too,
in my box.
and I'm not a kid. Yeah.
Will do. Yeah, it's just fun, really fun. Like, I was like, I'll take it to just read for this more than anything. I was like, it looks pretty, but whatever. Toy freaking Avenger robot sort of. But it was just really good and fun. Glad I checked it out.
Nice.
Okay.
And
Alrighty.
Venom in issue 2, supposedly.
Yes.
Yes, he is. It says at the end that he's going to be in issue 2.
What about Batman next?
Batman 89.
Yes.
89 or
89
me,
was
That's a cool variant.
89 was the hottest book of the week. We're all out pretty much. This is the variant cover because that's all I had for myself because I sold all the regular ones to your customers. I wanted the nicer. Actually, I think this cover's nicer.
It is a better cover.
Jerry Ordway.
Yeah, and it fits with that first one that came out, right? That was Ordway.
Yeah,
The movie adaptation.
yeah. So it's written by one of the co-screenwriters of the original Batman 89 Tim Burton Michael Keaton movie. So it's set in that universe. I love that they're going to go full Two-Face Billy D. That's one of the biggest left what ifs out of those movies. You know, like he's there and you're like, oh man, like and it was
Could have been so cool.
He was the best bit of this for sure.
I liked it better than Suicide Squad. That
Really?
actually, yeah. It's just like it's set up. The art was so nice as well. Yeah, but just like you can tell, like it's the direction mainly. You know,
Yeah,
like
the story was interesting. Yeah, where somebody wants to put a stop to Batman, so to speak. How the city is perceiving Batman and how the bad guys are sort of perceiving Batman, I guess. It was it was interesting, but interesting. Better than Suicide Squad. Oh, I couldn't agree with that.
You've got some interesting new takes on some old characters as well. Exciting to see where that goes.
Yeah, the Billy D love interest subplot, very interesting.
Another character shows up at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully, to get some more in about 2 weeks. So half of them are probably pre-spoken for already, but we're trying to get some more in. Batman 89, everyone loves Michael Keaton Batman. You read anything else this week, Dylan?
Last thing I read was new indie book. It's called Cinnamon.
Oh, yes.
This was so much fun. Okay, so
Is that Cinnamon?
It's cinnamon, like the spice cinnamon. Okay.
No, but it is an O, not an A.
It looks like an A.
That's how it's spelled.
Yeah, that's why.
Right?
Yeah, no, there is.
Okay.
When you first showed
it looks like
there was an A at the end.
Yeah.
Would have been a cool change.
That does look like an A.
All good.
Yes. Okay.
Just clarifying.
So this book is for all of you pet owners out there that have like a really cute, fluffy dog or cat that seems to think it's like top shit and just the baddest guy in the house and the alpha. Right?
You're talking from experience here, Dylan?
Yes, absolutely. My
10
little
foot tall and
Pomeranian.
bulletproof.
Okay, so this is the story of a normal house cat and how she perceives herself to be this amazing badass, going on adventures, fighting rats and trying to get to the top shelf to get the catnip and stuff. So much fun. So good. So I'll show you a
Is that
page
like
here.
cat toys and stuff on the end of her bat on the front cover?
I think so.
Oh, that's awesome. With a little bell. That's excellent.
So it's like, the mayor's stolen the universe's supply of catnip and I've got to get to their, penthouse to get it. How do I get up there? I've got to climb up this building. That looks a lot like a chair. So, oh man, it was so much fun.
That is good.
Really good.
Smart.
I'm gonna stick
really
to
cool.
this.
Who's writing it?
I think writer and artist, Victoria Douglas. I think she might have done a lot of like web comics and stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, this was really good.
That's pretty cool.
This week, I also checked out Joker Puzzle Box. I wasn't sure if I was going to bother this week. I was like, is it already Joker in this and Joker in that? But it's written by Rosenberg. And I like Rosenberg. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. Like, it doesn't have the black label, but it's clearly, surely out of continuity. But basically, it's all the villains are together when they get raided by the GCPD and Batman. And so they all get arrested. It's very silly. They're all locked up together in one cell when Gordon gets in. And Gordon's like, whose idea was that? no, well, the captain thought if they killed each other, less paperwork or whatever, right? And Gordon's like, Gordon's not happy. So he's like, all right, I know nobody will say yes, but anybody want to talk to me, see what's going on, see what, and then everyone's like, you pig, go away, rah. Then I will. Who said that? Siege part. He's like, of course. And it's a Joker. So it's just most of the book is Gordon and Joker in an interrogation room. And
Well, it's
and the
kind
Joker's-
of like you said, got to be out of continuity if the current Joker book is
yes.
Is Gordon hunting him down. So yeah, definitely.
And like another big rogue is indisposed, shall we say? So that's part of the investigation. Right. And like Joker's telling Gordon's like, why were you all together? And like Joker's just like, oh, they're holding a party for me. And like, so it's just Joker telling him a bullshit story about that they're all there having a big celebration. He's like, what's the party for? It's like, I didn't get to ask. You just rocked up and interrupted my cake eating. I have something to eat, please. I was just, when you just read a book that you're like, whatever, Joker. And it's just fun and a bit dumb, but very fun. I pleasantly surprised. The only other thing I read this week that I thought I'd have a quick discussion about, Master Universe Revelations #2.
I had to flick through that.
Interesting.
I didn't mention it to you. I forgot.
Interesting.
You
Okay,
put one of them aside for me, champion.
I can. So
Yeah, me too.
Revelations.
Thank you.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Revelations, each issue I think is going to give a revelation about, issue 1 was basically the origin of the Power Sword. Grayskull and all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
So this one is at least the revelation, sort of the Revelations Skeletor origin.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we get into that? Maybe not. Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel just yet. Though there's maybe it's not. It does harken back much more.
When you say that,
it harkens back much more to the original mini comics, and more filmation sort of stuff that was a lot of hinted at stuff and not whatever, but not so much the modern last 20 years Keldor stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of. I really dig the Keldor line, and it's I don't know. I'm reading it. I'm like every page going, I don't know, but the Horde and stuff. There's some cool stuff in there too. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel yet.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you'd be down for that when I had to look it up. I'm like, what is going on here?
So who is the variant? Because every episode issue's got a variant.
There it was. Yes.
Who?
Sickwits.
Can I have the variant?
I think I can.
Thank you.
It was good. Besides the me being a bit torn, because I really dig the Keldor origin they introduced in 2000
So cool.
cartoon. It's just much more interesting. But this is a lot of this thing is interesting. One criticism might be maybe trying to make Joker a little too sympathetic. Why can't he just be the bad guy to be the bad guy? Yeah.
Skeletor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. It was good. There's some parts I really liked, and it does it was much more like his original mini comics. Couple of them that had some of that, very influenced by those. I think.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like where there's more than like the others people, and but the Horde stuff was cool. It was some cool stuff. But I love Keldor. So I don't know.
You seem torn.
I am torn.
Yeah.
But there's also a bit where you're like, you're not sure if it's on the up and up or not. So
Could
Okay.
future issues have more on it, or do you reckon that's it for the whole?
I definitely think, if not, because this is a prequel series, right? This comic's prequel to the cartoon. If this is legit, the story, because it's Skeletor telling you his own origin, right?
Yeah.
Whether the origin is all true or not, is up for debate.
Yeah, Skeletor is not a reliable source.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
If it might not come back, if it's true, it might not come necessarily back in this comic, but it definitely might come back in the animated series.
Second half of the season. Yeah, right.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Anybody else read anything? Dave, you read anything else?
Nah, just those three
Those
this
books?
week.
Yeah. Nitin?
no, I didn't
Not yet.
Hey?
buy any books this week.
What a bum.
Did you read any though? You didn't have to buy any. Did you read any?
No, I haven't read anything this week.
All right, Tommy.
I didn't do as much reading as usual. I'm still into June, but the books I read, wow. Let's start with Squadron Supreme.
Oh,
Squadron
I reckon
Savage?
that's almost one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Savage, sorry, Squadron Savage. I think that was probably one of the most underrated books of Heroes Reborn.
It was great. Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
But even more messed
Squad,
up.
but with more messed up twists because CIA.
Yes.
Ethan Sachs, I love a lot of what Ethan Sachs has done recently too. The old man Hawkeye was Sachs, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So yeah, that was really, really cool. But yeah, just the group they got together, the way they played the characters, the lack of Punisher's skull annoyed me, but that's the world we live in at the moment. What they did with him as in that room, oh man, yeah, it is so twisted. It's such a good add to the world that they've created with Heroes Reborn.
Who's running it makes perfect sense.
Perfect stand-in for
So much.
right? Perfect.
I could not. Yeah, you could not pick a better person. Plus, I'm loving everything they do with that character at the moment. He is just so damn cool. But yeah, you've got Elektra, Punisher, Crossbones, Cloak, and who was the other one? Was it
Killer something? Hornet something?
Yes.
Yeah, Killer Hornet. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Never really seen much of her, and then there's another bunch of other characters that they brought in that they were like Firefox, and then they kind of, some may join the team later on without their knowledge and so forth. But yeah, that book was definitely a highlight of the week.
I guess it's old. The revelation in that where, oh shit, did this happen to me too? Oh, that was good.
Well, yeah, so it is older, so we can probably talk a little bit more. And like a lot of the members essentially are getting their mind wiped once it happens. So in the last bit, one of the characters like, this has happened before, hasn't it? It's like, yeah, and I'm not going to remember we've had this conversation. They're like, nope. And then, yeah, they just brought the people that got injured that they were fighting against, they just get brought into the fold because they don't know any better. And then, yeah, you think that Punisher's there with his kids at the start playing, and then the last scene is him just in a padded room with two dolls, and he's just all dosed up. Yeah. Like, it's messed up.
It's dark.
In the best kind of way.
Yeah.
Best kind of way. And then continue the darkness with Weapon X Final Flight.
Oh, yeah.
That's holy hell. Ed Brisson, man. The guy does not disappoint. Just the way, Walt screwing the guys over and like Logan wanting revenge for Jean, and then just so much good stuff in that book for a lot of characters I really didn't care too much about and haven't in the past, but Shaman was excellent in it as well. And also
I like the politics of it. Yeah, because the whole Suicide Squad, this whole story is America. And it's just like, we took what we want from Canada. Whatever.
Yeah, now it's just wasteland.
Yeah.
So damn good. But yeah, also, Shaman, what was the other bit I was going to... Oh, and just Logan's relationship with the whole Weapon X program. Like, we did this for you, and everything was... Like, he's all cool with it. Like, come and fix me up, and I'll just, get a bit of a touch up, and really, really crazy. But great continuation and finish of that Heroes Reborn story, and then finish it off with Heroes Return, which was just Ed McGuinness, brilliant. Just
Yeah.
there's a double page at the start, which is just
Yeah, man.
Thor and man,
I got so excited. I haven't seen Thor look like that in 15 years, probably, you know? So over the modern costumes. Goddamn. Ever since the Copiel Straczynski redesign, and it looked good and it gets more realistic and more modern. But just, that's Thor, man. I just want big blue circles on his chest.
this is one of the scenes where they're fighting, and the heat rays on the hammer, and then he goes to pick it up. That bear, just brilliant.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, really, really, really cool. So, and yeah, I'm actually really enjoying the way they're working this Star Brand kid. I don't know.
It turned.
It really shouldn't.
Until
It should.
Heroes Reborn, you're like, don't care. It's dumb.
Yeah.
But now you're like,
And I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Where's that going to go?
Plus, also the ends. Oh, actually, there's one other awesome Thor just there. That was sensational. The chin, it's a man's chin. And the pandemonium. Oh, jeez,
Pandemonium.
Yeah, that's the one, my friends. Yeah, great name for the cube, even though I'm a little bit right now. The end of it where so it goes back and tries to find Nighthawk and he's not there. It's just Spidey there. And then, but yeah, that last page where he's still around. So there is going to be more of this world to be seen. And then I'm loving the Council of Reed concept extended into different parts of the different parts of the universe. Is all I'll say for the end of that. It's going to be very interesting because there's more Jason Aaron's got to this story. So again, slowing into June, but that's a great way to finish that whole storyline off.
Man, how about the end of a Final Flight where Dr. Spectrum takes Logan and just dumps him on a freaking on a moon somewhere with no oxygen, and he's like, "Okay, you can heal from anything, but you probably need oxygen. So see you later."
Yeah, you can't
Just
heal
dumps
from
him.
that.
But the last,
Yeah.
but in saying that though, that last picture of him looks like he's just still alive there. Like he's not actually dead and decaying. He's either regenerating at a point that's just torturous, keeping him alive.
That's what I
Yeah,
think.
like
Yeah.
limbo. Yeah.
Yeah, because the blues in his eyes are still there. I'm like,
Yeah.
hang on a minute, that's he ain't dead. That is dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. Yeah. Yeah, good pick up. So that was pretty much it. There was only a few books this week, but it's been a long 7 weeks in lockdown and working. So yeah, we'll get back into it next week.
Alrighty.
That's all the reading, eh?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. We got some new action figures, right,
We
James?
did. We got a big stack of NECA stuff this week. Alrighty.
I'm not sure if I've seen most of this, actually.
The next batch of the Alien 40th anniversary figures. So you got Ripley in compression suits.
Oh, cool.
Lambert also in a compression suit. If I can get a not glare. This is probably obviously. These have all pretty much been two characters in the Alien, the Xenomorph or whatever. So this one's it's just a repaint, but it's they call it the Geiger version. So it's more that browny gray based on the Geiger artwork. It just looks cool. Like I always loved his designs for the movie. So that was cool. We got some Predator stuff. What do we got? Battle Damage Predator 2, City Hunter. Like super messed up. Can't really see.
Missing arm.
Yes.
He's got an arm that's been cut off.
Yeah, detached arm. Multiple heads as usual with the Predator figures. Even though the movie was terrible, the Predator, the Assassin Predator, which they brought out before, but this is the unarmored version. I think the other one had the armor. So this is just giant. Like the figure was the best thing in the movie because the movie was rubbish. But like, look at the size of that Predator. Like he's massive. Like just scale the boxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're in scale.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's a big Predator. Yeah, he's cool. We also got Puppet Master. Some figures from Puppet Master.
Oh,
80s VHS
so they didn't do it.
classic.
Hang on, they didn't do an Olivia Munn scientist figure for
Nah,
Predator?
unfortunately not.
Oh,
I would have bought it.
I was hoping it was going to come with the kid. A shame.
The best thing about these Puppet Master figures is the boxes. Okay, so Puppet Master, old 80s stuff. So you get 2 figures each thing. You know, because they're toys, puppets that come to life,
Oh.
you know, evil, blah, blah, blah. But so the box opens up like a trunk sort of deal.
Oh.
Because that's what the whole packaging
Yeah.
sort of see, yeah. So it's made to look like a trunk because that's sort of their deal in the movie. So yeah, open up and you got a figure on each side. So yeah,
Nice.
that were cool. Just the package, you know, when you just go, just a nice extra step. Yeah, it could have just been their normal open window.
Box,
and you could have been like, yeah, or whatever. We got some of the retro cloth 8-inch sort of figures. We got Quint from Jaws. All you Jaws fans. I'll show you the back picture because it's got less glare. That probably works better. Yeah. Where's Bruce?
Machete?
What's that? Sorry. Yeah, machete.
See a machete in his hand?
Yep,
Nice.
machete. Baseball bat. Couple of rifles. Couple of cans. And a Candyman, also in the retro sort of figure line. That's gonna be hard to see because of plastic bubbles. I don't like those plastic bubbles, but I think I've gone away from them for the retro figures, which are good. And last but not least, some turtles, NECA animated turtles figures. We got just a single carded sort of foot soldier. Before the foot soldiers were just in the 2 packs. You know, like the original release of these NECA animated figures, you'd have Leonardo and a foot soldier, Raphael and Shredder, whatever it might be. So they've had foot soldiers before, but you always need more foot soldiers. So this is a foot soldier. Where he's got a couple of different heads, like the police hat. Again, I'll show you the stock photos so you can customize and build your army of foot soldiers. That was cool. I don't know where I'm going to stick that at home. And the packaging of these solo animated figures with a VHS style packaging.
Oh, cool.
You know what I mean? Like the NECA logo, like looking all old school. But yeah, Mondo Gecko. I always loved the Mondo Gecko toy when I was a kid. It was one of my favorites. Just like a lizard that rode a skateboard. Yes, please. Yeah. He just looks cool. I'll show you again the picture.
Yeah, those are very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that skateboard.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I gotta stop. I can't buy all these animated turtle figures. It's just no space. But Mondo Gecko was a must buy for me. He's just sitting on the floor at home because I don't know where he's going to live. But, you know, turtle shells need a massive free range. Need to find a room to find a new shelf. It's not happening. But that's about it, merch-wise. There was a Suicide Squad King Shark deluxe oversized figure. Boom, sold like hotcakes. He is sort of coming out twice. That was the single figure, but in the Suicide Squad single figures, he's the build-up. So
Yes.
if you are keen for a King Shark, you just got to buy the rest now.
Yeah, have a full team.
Yes.
But that one's a bit different because I think the one that was sold separately had the leg and the blood around the mouth, where I think the build together doesn't have the blood and stuff, does it? So add your own.
Oh, really?
Boys
Okay.
and girls. Yeah. But those, I've been seeing some pictures across Facebook of people with their King Shark figures and doing some great work. It's sensational. That's such a cool character. There's a great picture I saw, and it was the 3 guys, like mentioned Jaws before, the 3 guys at the back of the boat with Jaws, and there's King Shark standing behind them, just hanging out.
That's amazing.
It's so good.
Well, I guess we might as well get into Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Yes. Let's go.
Really fun. Like the previous Suicide Squad movie
Preferred the first one.
was terrible. I think it's their worst DC movie.
How do I
of
disconnect?
this modern era? But this was just fun. The James Gunn, he just gets the absurdness and the silliness and the picking loser odd characters. But giving a lot of them a bit of heart and all that sort of stuff. So you cared, and you know.
And some of them no heart.
Yes.
I like the scene where, like, was it Bloodsport or Idris is speaking with the daughter and
So spoilers, people. Spoilers
Yes.
big time.
Yeah,
People who haven't
spoilers.
seen it.
Spoilers.
yeah.
Very like spoilers for everything. So FYI. Sorry, continue, Dave.
I'll try to keep it non-spoilery.
Why?
free.
I'm not gonna.
We
I'm not
we
going
just
to.
said
Might as
spoilers,
well.
so you're good to go.
Yeah,
brother.
all right.
Just,
Yeah.
just do it.
Just to be when he's speaking with
Do
his
it.
daughter in the in the prison. It's fun.
Oh, with the
Brilliant.
first meeting of theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're just swearing at each
Brilliant.
other.
Oh.
So good.
That was one of the
Yeah,
things. Not
right.
that, like the scene was good, but I hated that it was just the same thing as Deadshot from the
Yes.
first one.
It's same motivation, like a daughter.
Yeah.
Like
But
exactly
it helps.
the same.
It helps that you don't see the first one like I did. And,
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay.
you know.
Ah, well done, Dave.
Thank you.
You missed
So
the
like,
bullet
why
there.
couldn't at least just be like a boy or something,
Yeah.
like just to
Or
make
like-
it a little different.
In
It's
the
dead set.
comics,
Black guy, doing it because they got kids.
yes.
Girls.
In the comics, Bloodsport's motivation is his brother. Like, you couldn't make that his brother?
Yeah.
But whatever.
Especially with what they did for the last movie. Like
Yes.
just a small change wouldn't have hurt the thing.
Yeah,
because,
just so it's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like you're watching it and you're like, am I supposed to realize it's the same guy or a different guy? Like, you know, what's going on here? I just I don't understand why it's so. And like their power set's the same. Like everything's the same.
Yeah.
Just
His guns were cooler.
oh yeah, he's everything
Yeah.
about this one
He's
is so
got-
much cooler.
Come Transformer guns.
Oh,
That thing was great. How it
Yeah,
they're
transforms
great.
into what he
That's
needs
such
to
a
do.
cool part of the film, man.
Yeah.
I did not expect that to be so awesome, especially when you started building it up at the end. And
Yeah.
it came out as that twirling gun. Oh,
That was really
so
cool.
damn good. And his mask, the alien look with the mouth, looks
Oh, yeah.
sensational.
It's very, very, very light nod to his costume where it's like a bandana thing. Rough,
Yeah, I've
similar
never
shape.
seen him before, so this is almost all these characters. Most of these characters, besides the one that came through the last terrible movie, and the few smaller bits that I know, they're all brand new.
Oh,
And
yeah.
unfortunately, in that regard, I knew that exactly right, and I knew that a lot of those guys weren't going to get a lot of airtime. But I really wish we just got a little bit. We were talking a little bit before the pod, and it was just there was a lot of death really quick, where you could have spaced that out a little bit and given a little
Absolutely.
bit more screen time to some of those other characters. I'm not talking. I don't need to flesh out their backstory, but
No.
you could just give an extra couple of minutes of screen time, a little bit more action, and until they just all got annihilated the way they did. Holy hell!
Which was great, don't get me wrong. But yeah, the best thing about Suicide Squad is anytime something can go wrong.
Yeah.
And that was in the first movie. That was one of the problems. Like, you knew, like, in that first movie when you're seeing them all, and then it's like, oh, this one, the slingshot guy, what it was. You're like, well, he's
Slipknot. He
dead.
can freaking tie ropes.
Yeah.
Like,
But, like,
I
they
wonder if he's
barely
gonna go.
named him, so you knew he
Yeah.
was cannon fodder.
He
And it's
only
the
had
same
like
in this.
one promo shot for the whole
Yeah.
advertising campaign. So anything except for that one scene, yeah, he was just
Because once you had a big bloodbath in this, which is great, but then you're like, okay, so everyone's pretty much safe.
Yeah. For a big chunk of the movie, no one really cops it.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid that like it's sort of gonna go the way of like the audition movie. So basically, okay, we'll chuck all these heroes on, we'll see what sticks, and if we like it, they'll get a sequel, or they'll be in the next one, or so and so. Or if a hot actor, aka John Cena, gets in, and it's like, okay, we'll stick him here, and then we'll make a new one. And yeah,
Well, Cena's getting his own Peacemaker
Yeah.
spin-off show type
Yeah.
of something, isn't he?
yeah,
he was
so-
excellent in that movie.
He was the
Oh,
best.
yeah, man.
Glad he didn't speak any any Mandarin, to be honest. So that was really good. But yeah, he was awesome. I did feel the bit with in the middle with the Harley romance bit was a weird. It kind of felt like the movie took a bit of a turn during that 10 minutes.
Because you need to give her
Like-
something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree, but it did feel out of place. Once she killed him, it kind of slapped back in again. But yeah, it was obviously you had to do what you just said, Joff. But yeah, it was felt like it was a bit of the gears were grinding a little bit during that bit where the rest of it just flowed so well. Ratcatcher 2, that was character that I didn't expect to like as much as I did. She played the role really well, and that Sebastian was a real mouse, a real rat.
What?
The main one, the one that was waving and stuff. I don't know if that bit was real, but that actual mouse that was always on a rat that was always on a shoulder, that was a real rat.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And speaking of rats, if you've got an aversion to the rats,
Like Jason.
Yeah, I wasn't a big
Final-
fan, eh?
the final scene.
Oh, at the end, I'm just
Yeah, yeah. Heebie-jeebies time. I need a shower now.
Man, but so cool though. At the same time, like
We're talking about the eyeball thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Well, just the whole, it's like a flood
just
of
the
them,
whole
bro.
envelop, the flood, yeah. And,
Oh, yuck. Not a fan.
all right, who's going to bring up the unsung hero of this film?
Starro?
Javelin?
Polka Dot Man.
Oh, not Javelin?
Much.
The Thinker.
Polka
I
Dot.
think it was
Come on.
great.
Thinker.
Polka Dot Man. That man just cannot do wrong. He's so cool. He just plays the role so good in everything I've ever seen him in. My favorite story, I remember hearing Paul Rudd on a podcast talking about the first time he met. No, sorry, it was him on the podcast talking about the first time he met Paul Rudd in Ant-Man, and he's doing the full Russian accent. So in one of the breaks, he's like, "Oh, so you know, you're finding it okay coming over here? What part of Russia and stuff are you from?" And he's like, "Dude, I lived 2 suburbs across from you when you were growing up. We used to go to the same mall and stuff. You just didn't know each other." He's like he nearly fell out of his chair once he started speaking as an American. It was golden. He's such a cool actor. He's
great.
He's so good. And the way that he portrayed it and the storyline they gave him, the fact that everyone was his mother.
Oh.
And
So well done.
so well done.
The bit
But
at
also
the
the
end.
backstory, like she experimented on him until they got powers. That's pretty maniacal, man. Scary. Sorry, Dave.
Oh, the bit at the end, Idris just goes, "Hey, you know what I see? I see your mother." And then he just sees it just go. It's so good. Even when you see his mind and what he sees, and it's just her, and it's crazy.
And that origin
And
was
just throughout
completely.
the movie. Sorry.
Polka Dot Man's origin, that's completely fresh for the movie,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, he was just like a tech Batman villain or something from the 60s. Yeah.
But the
Bro, what were you
polka dot purge every day and stuff, that was so weird when he was all mangalated in the face when they're walking through the jungle. That was
so
amazing.
so bizarre.
Yeah.
So bizarre and just works so well. Did Stephen G get 2 paychecks for this since he was in the control panel room with Waller? But then he also, even though Stallone did the King Shark voice, he was the King Shark. Have you seen him walking around with the big thing around his head and stuff?
You'd have to get some kind of.
You imagine some.
Have to, right?
It was excellent.
Because it'd be like, in Guardians, I'm sure James Gunn hooked his brother up with 2 paychecks. He's a Ravager and he's Rocket. Same sort of deal.
Yeah.
You have to. And especially the way the guilds work.
Yeah.
Unions would be definitely giving 2 paychecks.
Mm-hmm.
What about that scene at the start where they're all betting?
That was good.
That was excellent.
Yeah, it was excellent.
It was unexpected when Waller's about to pull the plug on him, and one of the coworkers just smacks it. That was unexpected.
Yeah, I was wondering what they were going to do because she was gung ho and just popping them all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
She was great, but Waller.
She's
excellent.
She was the best part in the first movie.
By far.
Oh yeah, definitely. Which isn't hard, but
No.
definitely.
What about Starro? How cool was to see Starro on the big screen going full dark with the
So messed up, right?
Like proper Starro with the face huggers. I didn't think they would do that,
No.
but they did. It was flipping awesome.
And they nailed it.
It
A
wasn't
really dark
silly.
take. Yeah.
Because I'm sure that would have been the thing anyone you ever tried to pitch. We can't have a giant starfish as a villain, a giant monster starfish. But you treat it serious. The way it's throwing their face huggers on your face, how's that not terrifying?
Yeah, and
If I walk
they're
out
dead too.
Out the shop and there's a giant starfish, I'd shit myself.
Yeah. That's the big thing, Dylan. The fact they're all just corpses. Like
They're
even
zombies.
keeping. It's not once you take that off, they survive.
Nah.
They're zombies. Yeah,
Mm.
and also the fact that it's a different style of villain because it didn't come to Earth to try and ravage us. That was brought here and was just happy to be out in space. Like it didn't want to be tested on and all that shit. So that was all once again humanity's doing, which we're a virus with shoes. That's all we do. We just ruin things. And it just was a great portrayal of he was the major villain, but it was just the unfortunate bystander in humanity. It was excellent.
Just chilling out in space.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're like terrible
Oh.
astronauts. To see a creature in space, yeah, let's just bring him inside
Yeah.
and just hang around and play with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's Americans. Oh, there's something out in space. That's ours.
Yes.
Yeah.
You never know what
And
we
if
could
it's
make out of
bad, the rest of the world won't know it's ours.
I've seen Alien. That's true.
that.
Oh man. King Shark needs an honorable mention. That scene where obviously that's awesome scenes, but that scene where he found his friends and all the little fish hugger things are all following him and
Those things are
doing
great.
and then they just attack the shit out of him. And Nom Nom. I've used Nom Nom quite a few times recently. But yeah, all around, just
It was just a great
It's
fun
ex-
movie.
I could tell straight away when Gunn got the nod for it that it was going to be, well, not that it couldn't be any worse, but it was going to be an enjoyable film. And when I knew it was coming out this year, it was one of the ones I've been most excited for, even though the last one was so bad, and DC haven't had a great reputation recently. So, but yeah, it delivered in every way. Good post credits, good everything. It just rolled along really, really well.
And I don't think I've seen a bad James Gunn movie. Has he made a bad movie? I don't know. He did Slither though, didn't he? It was him. Slither. If you haven't seen Slither, Slither's a great movie. Slither.
Yeah, no, I think probably one of his poorest was probably Guardians 2. And it was still not a bad movie. It just wasn't great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that's been. Actually, I haven't seen. As a director, was it movie? Super. I haven't seen Super.
Oh yeah.
It's got Rainn Wilson because that was his as well.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen that. But I
It's maybe his weakest film. There's some
I
good
haven't
bits.
seen that either. Yeah.
There's some good bits, but it's it's a bit lame, but intentionally so. Right? Sort of the point.
And same as movie 43, the same essential thing. It's not supposed to be groundbreaking. It's just supposed to be a mash of shit jokes.
And it was just shit.
Yeah, I didn't bother with that.
No, but yeah,
Sorry, so he's got one
really
mark against
fun.
this.
Suicide Squad was really fun.
And for over 2 hours, it still flowed brilliantly.
Yeah. At the end, I was like, geez, that was long. Not as in like, geez, it's long. When does it finish it? But, geez, I think this is going for a while. But yeah, not in a bored way. Just like, I'm surprised you get that long out of a Suicide Squad movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Just, man, I'm still in awe of the characters that have now made live action appearances. Polka Dot Man, Javelin. Like, man, he's like a random nothing Green Lantern villain from I think the early 80s. His javelin was yellow because back then Green Lantern was still weak to yellow.
Should still
and he's
be.
in the movie now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Disposable kid.
Detachable.
Yeah, detachable kid. Sorry. Yes, come on.
That was great.
Mongol. Where's Mongol?
Mongol.
The
Mongol,
DC
sorry.
villain Mongol. She is, I think, one of his daughters or something.
Right.
Yeah, I think in the
and
comics.
What about Pete Davidson's? Sorry.
I think in the comics she was pretty disposable too. I think. But yeah, what were you saying?
Blackguard.
Pete Davidson's character, Blackguard. What's he?
Never.
I was hoping for something out of that, and then he's got his absolute face annihilated, and I went, "Yeah, okay, I can handle that now."
Yeah, good.
After you just did what you did, yeah.
I got to handle seeing Pete Davidson get his face destroyed.
I would have liked to have seen I know it was a good joke and the way they finished it all off, but I would have liked to see a little bit more Weasel in the movie because he just looked like a creepy little character that could do some interesting things.
Same. I wanted a bit more Captain Boomerang. He was actually good this time.
Oh, I was so disappointed at the start when we lost him. I'm like, oh, that was a shock. I expected him and Harley to get out of that, and obviously Rick Flag. But yeah, I was quite shocked at that
because he just was written so much more Australian and legit. And the dude's not a very good actor, but he was much better in this.
Well, and it worked, and it's worked because they know how well it worked in Mortal Kombat. That real Aussieing him up because they nailed it in Mortal Kombat. But anyway.
So no, very good.
And
check out Suicide Squad when you can, if you can.
Yes.
How you can.
Alrighty. Fommy, you checked out a new podcast this week, didn't you?
Yeah, when I was going back and reading something last week, in one of the books had an ad for the Marvel Method podcast. I went, oh, that looks interesting. And I realized that obviously, what a shock, it's sitting there on Spotify. So Marvel Method is a 6-part podcast that was done this year by Method Man from the Wu-Tang Clan, and interviews 6 different people from different parts of the industry. So you've got like, the first one is DMC, so Daryl from Run DMC. You've got Jean Grey, who's another music artist, but it's Grae. Chris Gethard, so he's done a lot of podcasts, a lot of comedy, different stuff. So I've listened to the first 3. Then you've also got people like Michelle Rodriguez. What a shock, Kevin Smith does one. Huh.
Oh, wow.
And then the last episode is Killer Mike from Run the Jewels. So I'm 3 episodes in. So I've listened to Daryl, Gene, and Chris Gethard. But what they also, and they talk about their history, how they got into comics, what their favorite books are, who their favorite characters are, different stuff like that. But then they also bring in different artists and writers and different stuff and get their perspective on it. So the first episode, Mark Waid was on. Then they had Jerry Duggan talking about Deadpool with Jean Grey. Then in that last episode with Chris Gethard, they had Joe Q and Walt Simonson. So Gethard was talking about when he was growing up, there was an issue where Multiple Man died, and he was a kid, and it made him cry, and he was really upset. And then so he wrote a letter into Marvel, and it got posted in the Marvel letters with his full name and suburb and everything like that. And he just got so much shit over it. And then he brought it up to Walt Simonson. It's really cool. Like, they go really in depth. Really cool to hear how both Daryl and Method use the rap personas through their superhero reading and what the different stuff they brought to life in their rap. And also just to hear about the different stories and stuff that they grew up reading and talking about, like everything, like kind of, it's not really where they are. It wasn't like a new world because everything was written for New York City. You expected to see the Baxter Building and being from Queens and having Spidey. It's really, really cool. If you're a comic book fan, Marvel fan, you're going to get a lot out of it. Some really cool stories. The second one I didn't enjoy as much because Jerry Duggan storyline on Deadpool I used to enjoy Deadpool, and that I lost my way with Deadpool from there on out. So I didn't agree with a lot of what he said, and I was really excited for that book because he was doing a lot with Brian Posehn and stuff as well. So I was expecting, but then they went with Dead Presidents, and we got what we got. I was mistaken. I think there's like 8 or so episodes. But yeah, you're going to get a lot out of it. They only go for about, all go for under an hour.
Wish we could do that.
I don't think they're, it's overrated. I don't think they're still going because the last one was like, they were doing them over Zoom because of COVID, obviously. The last one was 14th of April, so they probably put a hold on them, or they're just, who knows what. I'll find out when I get to the Killer Mike episode. But yeah, it's there on Spotify. I'm sure it's on Apple Podcasts and everything else. But yeah, Marvel Method, highly recommend, guys. So check it out.
Uh-huh.
That too, yeah. And just Method Man's voice, man. The guy, you can listen to that guy read the Street Directory. Like, probably the Street Directory. Let's go phone book, Jason. Don't know how you read the Street Directory. Idiot.
A6. You sunk my battleship.
Tostitos.
Okay. Oh yeah,
yeah.
please.
No, go. That was it.
Alrighty. Now we've got into some Marvel stuff. We have one episode of What If to talk about. The Captain Carter episode.
I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, when they first announced the What If series, I'm like, oh, this could be really great. And when you started seeing more, I wasn't sold on the art and the whole MCU-ness, and which obviously I get that's what they were going to do, but I don't think there's much to mine there as much as just rip off old actual What If issues and just have more fun. The MCU, I just felt limited, the options you can do.
Yeah. They might do that a second season or something
Yeah.
if this is really
Because there's not that much stuff you can do, I don't really think. But and when they announced the list of the episodes again, I was like, most of them, like Star-Lord, Black Panther thing, whatever. But this was really good. Really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was just because Captain America: First Avenger was such a great movie.
Yes.
So
It's
underrated.
pretty much just that movie, but with Pete Carter, and a
I
giant.
wish it was live action.
Iron
I
Man
did
suit.
too, yeah. I sort of had the feeling, sorry, it would go like Steve gets like put in ice and then comes out as a Winter Soldier. I was hoping sort of it'll skew towards that and it'll be just him versus.
I had the
Captain
exact same
Carter.
thought when he fell when he
Yeah.
went into the thing. I'm like, oh, they're going to Winter Soldier Steve up. This is going to
Yeah.
be, and then they and I'm glad they still did it well the way they went.
Yeah,
But that could have been a real good.
That would have been really cool. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
I was going to say the mech suit that Howard Stark builds.
Yes.
I get why they did it. I just wish it didn't look too much like Iron Man, like the
Yeah.
Japan Iron Man. Do you know what I mean?
It's like 60 years too early or
Yeah.
whatever. You're
Yeah.
like, okay.
And it is straight up like the Ironmonger suit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a bit too advanced,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, I get it, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was one of those ones you just got to be like, okay.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I did in the episode. You're like,
Do love the way it was powered. That was a great way of bringing that in. That was awesome with using the cube.
I really like the way it looked. As much I was not sold on the animation but just some of the lighting and some of the faces are a bit too pretty still, I think. But I think me and Dylan were talking about during the week, the fluidness of it looks like people moving.
Yeah, it was
rotoscope.
like almost like rotoscope animation and just so smooth and so nice to watch. Yeah.
So they turned me around in one episode to be like, no,
me too.
I think I dig this style after all.
So
And I
you'll
wish it
get
would-
a. Yep.
Oop,
Sorry,
I
Dan.
wish the ending was something other than a giant tentacle monster.
But was it? There you go.
No. My only problem with the tentacle monster is they didn't even get to fight.
Yeah.
I needed her to fight the Red Skull, and then if the tentacle monster, that's my only problem with tentacle monster.
Yeah, like have them fight, but like in First Avenger, Steve fights Red Skull, and then later he uses the cube and then freaking teleports himself. Like, yeah, he takes himself out at the end or whatever, but they need to fight first because it's a superhero thing.
Yeah, I want to see her punch him.
So the first 3 seasons of What If are apparently going to have a Captain Carter episode in each one. So
Oh, legit?
Well, that's what I kind of expected with the last scene. It was kind of going. They're all going to be separate episodes, but there's going to be a kind of a linking story throughout, which will then probably have a larger ramification because we get 9 episodes in this first season. Looks like second season's already there because it's essentially in IMDb as the second 9 episodes. Bring on episode 8, zombies.
Oh, yeah.
But was that? I never say the name right, so I'm gonna give it a try, and you can correct me. Was that like? Is it Shuma Gorath?
Marvel's Capcom. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I think that was
that's the
made
first-
for the game.
Yeah.
But isn't he also? Is
He's
he only
stuff.
made for the game? He hasn't been in anything else.
He's been in stuff. They've used him in stuff.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, I thought he was an old Strange villain back in the
Doctor
day.
Strange, yeah.
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 Okay.
It
So
might
yeah,
be,
that's
if-
the first thing that popped into my head when I saw it. I went, oh, is that? Yeah, because it's even though you only just saw the straight tentacles, you didn't see an actual being at the end of it with a big eyeball. But yeah, that's the thought that I had from it.
It might be. I sort of had that thought too. bit. I'm like, I don't know. But yeah,
Well,
you could be
just
right.
having
It might
Chris-
be.
I just thought to myself though, it was the Hydra logo is an octopus.
Yeah,
Right?
true.
Yeah, and it's like the champion of Hydra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That my big takeouts. I really would have loved to have Chris Evans' voice in it. I
Yeah.
think that would have just.
I thought the
been
guy
that
did
extra
pretty
little
good
touch.
job.
He did.
Yeah.
I
He
thought
did
it was
very
Chris
well. He
Evans.
did very well. The fact we had Tucci and everyone else, I think, really brought it all. But that aerial fight, that first aerial fight takedown scene where she's jumping from plane to plane with Steve in the man, that was some brilliant action sequence. That made that part of the episode made the whole episode for me, to be honest. That really brought it all together well.
You said
I'm a sucker for an aerial fight scene, like in Black Widow when at the end when they're
yes,
flying
yes,
fighting.
yes.
And it's very anime and I love it.
You said you wished it was Chris Evans. Can I say I wish it wasn't Sebastian Stan? How
Oh, boy.
terrible was he?
He was not good.
Oh, bro.
He did not sound like him at all.
Yeah.
Bad.
There's a video I need to send you guys. It's like a video of him in the booth, and he just doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh,
And at the end,
Steve.
he's like, okay, you guys are happy with this? Okay, as long as you're happy with it. He knows he's not doing it.
It could be
Throughout the whole
a
thing, he's like trying to end himself up. He's like, okay, I'm angry.
it could be a case of him not knowing like
Well,
not
he just hasn't
everybody.
had the experience.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the same as proper acting.
yeah.
You're
It's hard to
alone.
envisage or
Totally.
you know.
But yeah, that's why I wish they had paid for a voice actor because Jesus, he was terrible. Well, everyone else was good. Peggy Carter was great. Dominic
She's
Cooper,
great.
excellent.
Oh man, he was
Excellent.
awesome
Yes.
because
Yeah, he was
he
really
dialed it up and he sounded like a 50s like cartoon character.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
yeah, very much so.
And then every time Bucky would speak, I'd be like, oh my god.
And they bulked her up so well. Like
Yeah.
she looked perfect. The
powerful,
whole
yeah.
the outfit looked good. The costume looked really cool. I was shocked at how much I enjoyed it. I
Same.
was expecting good things from the series, but I wasn't expecting great things from this episode. And they didn't
Say no, I think it'll be the best one.
jam the
by far.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, because the premises of the rest, apart from like I guess the zombies one,
Because that's so silly and fun.
yeah, it just what if Spider-Man was Doctor Strange? Oh, what if Black Panther was Star-Lord?
Oh.
I don't know. They just seem a bit weak.
Oh, what if Loki's happy or whatever it is?
Loki on Earth, yeah.
So did they
Yeah.
say what the next episode's going to be? What the story is?
Yeah, so the
about?
next episode is the T'Challa as Star-Lord,
Right.
and the third episode is Loki on Earth.
Okay.
Okay.
But we don't really know anything after that except that the 8th episode is the zombies and the 9th episode is a Doctor Strange one because they're the only pictures that are sitting on IMDb right now.
Oh, okay.
So apparently, when the writers got tasked with writing it, they had only 2 rules. One of them was like no Star Wars, and the other one was nothing that was going to happen already. And one of the guys already like pitched it, and it was going to happen in Guardians 3. So they're like, no, not that one. So
That's why
Yeah,
I
they said it
felt
was like
the
a
MCU
third of the
problem.
Guardians 3 story, I think it was, they said. With the
Yeah.
whole concept of the episode.
Wow.
Are we going to see more Watcher in it, or is he just going to be announcing stuff?
Just like that. Because that's
Yeah.
how he was in the old original.
Yeah, he just bookended
whereas
the thing.
He narrated the issue. I'm the Watcher. Oh, here's young Peter Parker. He becomes the
Yeah.
Punisher.
Yeah, it's like
Or, you
what
know,
if,
whatever.
and then the show, and then
yeah, it's not going to get like picked on by Deadpool or anything like that.
Oh, I just thought maybe Original Sin, shot in the head. What if?
Mm.
Why would you want anything like that?
You don't want Moon Man
Because I get a
Nick
reaction
Fury?
out of you when I mention
Ah,
Original Sin.
God damn.
Nick Fury
Ah,
living on the moon.
Never have I seen a miniseries just drop off a hill so fast for me in my life. First couple issues, this is awesome, Nick Fury, the Watcher, the whole idea of the secrets, rubbish. One, most of the
Well, you
scenes
knew-
terrible. Getting rid of Nick
Mhm.
Fury is disgrace to this day. Ugh.
The main villain was a giant eyeball.
He's a man with a
And
giant
then,
eyeball,
and then to
right?
make it, and then to make it worse, after you did that to Nick Fury, you sent bloody Winter Soldier up there.
Ugh, rubbish.
Jeez.
Oh,
I love you,
there
Jason
was,
Aaron, but what'd you do to me?
there was one good thing to
Yeah.
come out of that. We got those bouncy balls
Yeah.
Yeah,
as
they were good.
promotionals.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are cool bouncy balls. I still got a couple of those.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Mine's no longer like, I think it's more brownish. Like it's browned a lot. Like,
Huh. What do you do with your balls, Dave?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, bro.
Wash them, son. Wash them.
Oh my
So
God.
the good part is we've got What If right through until the first week of October. So that's nice. We've got an episode every week, which is good.
Yeah.
And for all the something else I found on Disney Plus this week for all the parents out there with young kids and they're driving you crazy because they're home all the time at the moment. Spidey and His Amazing Friends has started. There's 2 episodes up, and they're 24-minute episodes. Oh, look at that, Dylan! Look at
I
the
got you
setup,
back,
bro.
bro.
I love
I
your
got you
work.
back.
It looks really cool. I actually think I might watch an episode. I watched the first couple of minutes. I went, yeah, this is going to be. I messaged my mate who's got a 3-year-old that everything's Spider-Man, and said I think he's going to be keen for this. But I think I might even check it out as well because Hulk looks pretty cool in it. So yeah, Spidey and His Amazing Friends. I think it's another weekly kind of thing. They probably flick 2 out in the first week and then they'll go weekly after that. So what's that deal? Is that a accompanying comic that came out?
Oh,
for
it
the-
was just out on the back of Avengers.
Oh, on the back. Nice. Yeah.
Well,
Alrighty.
over to
Is-
Dave.
Yes, over to Dave and his film Flashback.
yes.
Talladega Nights that I did not get to watch this week because I'm terrible.
How do I disconnect Dylan from this?
It's
I'll
just
just,
a
I'll
good
just sit here and
movie.
listen.
Well, Dave, tell us what's your movie? What's it about? What's going on?
Oh,
For people that may not have seen it.
is it the Legend of Ricky Bobby? Or is it Ballad of Ricky
Ballad.
Bobby?
Ballad.
Ballad, yeah, I thought it's
Ballad.
Ballad, yeah. So Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last.
It's got 2 first names.
Yep. So gets a chance to get behind the wheel after the main driver decides to, I don't know, decides he's
chicken
coming
sandwich.
last and decides to have a
It was
chicken
just- it was
sandwich,
really
then go to the
good.
toilet, then you'll come back and finish it. And then all of a sudden he comes third, gets picked up as main driver, and then hilarity ensues when Jean-Paul Gerard comes along and challenges his driving.
So one thing I remember about that movie, Ricky Bobby.
Ricky
Ricky
Bobby,
Bobby. Oh, Sacha Baron Cohen is so good in this film.
say you like
I don't know if
it.
is it a
Yeah,
great or a terrible French accent? I still can't pick
Terrible.
it.
that's
Yeah.
Terrible.
But it's
Terrible.
great
It's
because
terribly
it's terrible.
great, I think.
It's probably the
it's
thing I like
terrible.
the least in the movie. It's just a bit
When-
too much.
When he's having like
Ugh.
conversation at like in his backyard with like Mos Def and
Elvis
Yes,
Costello.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
it's Costello.
Oh,
He's
yes,
like,
no way.
is that most deaf and Elvis Costello? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
My
yeah.
favorite is that when he first get introduced and they got the sports center little doco on him and they
Yes.
introduce it and he's there with Andy Richter with his gay dogs and his gay horses and they just come back to the studio and the guys just like they just look at each other got nothing to say. Oh, it's
Yes,
Andy Richter.
there are lots of parts of the movie that probably didn't age so well and wouldn't be made today, I don't think.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
In a Will Ferrell movie? Come on.
Yes. It's a fun, stupid
Yeah.
movie, but you know.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like it better than most of the Will Ferrell movies.
Mm.
Like I said before, I think it's by far, in my opinion, his second best movie. Semi-pro
Yeah.
number 1.
It's got John C. Reilly in it, and that dude can't do wrong. In my eyes, he's
It
just
just
the
makes
best.
every movie better.
Well, I don't know. That Magician movie wasn't much job.
Magician's Apprentice? No.
Movie.
No, I don't know. He made he's like a magician. I can't
Oh,
remember.
the Vampire's Apprentice.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, whatever. That's pretty
That
rubbish.
was alright. I didn't mind that
Yeah,
one.
it's rubbish.
Black magic was involved somewhere.
Yeah.
That was a kid's movie based on a kid's book.
Yeah, rubbish. Rubbish.
It's
I
alright.
think it's probably got the best kids' names in a movie.
Texas Walker.
Walker and Texas.
Walker and Texas Ranger.
What's
What's
for
this
short?
name? Dr. Quinn and Medicine Woman.
yeah, that's a great line. I think the kids are excellent in it too, though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I like a sweary kid.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't remember the bit like originally where like the mum sort of like brainwashes him back to like being sort of normal.
Oh, like their grandma, his mum.
Yeah.
Nah, because they're a good movie.
Hmm.
You gotta, because all of those stuff is why he was, it's just not a good person. You gotta fix yourself to get back to success. It all happens so fast, but
Yeah.
I forgot about the bit where he was driving and he'd sold the space, the ad space on his windscreen,
yes.
and he couldn't see because of the stick. I'm like, I don't remember this. It's just so dumb.
Which
Oh, that sounds
disappeared
amazing.
in the crash.
yes. No, what is?
Oh, and him on fire.
Oh,
Fire!
I'm gonna
Save
put
my
out the
friend from
invisible flames.
fire. I just love the comments. It's like, how did he get down to his underwear so quickly?
Oh, I'm yelling at the screen at the end where they're showing him his car. You clearly see, and then they put the bonnet up so you can see the motor, and she pull the bonnet back down, and you get to see his cougar painting that she just did. I'm like, that was not there a second ago yet. I just seen it. I'm not blind. I can't see great, but I'm not blind. Don.
So good.
And his dad, but how great
Gary
is his dad?
Cole.
So
Yes,
good.
thank you, Gary Cole. He's
Great
excellent
person.
at everything he's in.
He really is.
Yeah, I can't pick a bad. Even cartoons he's voicing, like
Yeah.
Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. He's
That's
just
a great show.
just such a good show, underrated show.
Yeah, very much so.
But yeah, Gary Cole, Office Space, just plays the role so damn good. The way he just comes in and out of that movie.
Yeah.
He's ordering pizzas and he'd be waiting all. But also, just because he's such an asshole of a character, when things are just starting to go nice at the Applebee's, and he just starts. Yeah, let's go get chucked out.
Going
of
too
Applebee's.
good,
But yeah,
can't
he
have
just
this.
starts causing shit. Yeah, I need this shit. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, sabotage. Oh, my favorite his part is the ticket bit. Yeah, like
Gets
the,
the
in the
ticket.
movie,
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby's left him tickets every time. Dad's never come pick him up. At the end, Dad comes to finally get his comp tickets. And, oh, isn't that nice? He's coming around. Anybody need 2 tickets? $60. That was gold. You're like, why hasn't he done this every race? It's just fun.
Yeah.
Good
Good
choice,
choice,
Dave.
Dave.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, so what's the rating? 8?
Oh,
I'll go 8.5 for me.
I'll probably go
Yeah,
with
8.
7.
Yeah, 8. I enjoyed it.
I won't watch it again for a decade.
And you get
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd watch it for that knife scene. Just the knife scene where like you can walk. I can walk. I can
Yes.
walk. Ah!
Yes.
just when they're trying to get the knife out with the other
2
knife and
knives?
cutting around
That
it.
was my
It's
favorite.
Cut around the beat.
it's like now I've got 2 knives.
Yeah, that was
And
seven and a half.
a big shout out for Michael Clark Duncan too. I miss
Yeah.
that guy so much. He was such a good actor.
Fantastic.
And that bit where he just goes, he just loses. He's like, no, he's gonna know.
Don't you put that on me,
Um,
Peter.
They put that evil on.
yes, yes.
Oh, and the Iron Man chick. Oh, she's great.
Leslie Bibb.
She's great. And she's like yes.
In Superior. Was it not Superior? The Mark Miller one that's on Netflix is garbage.
Oh, Jupiter's.
Jupiter
Oh, yeah,
Legacy.
Jim's Legacy.
She was the mum in that.
But now she's really good. Like she plays her bit perfect. Which is the
Oh.
gold digger. She's
And
underrated.
just the little bit where it's like he's not going to be first, and then Cal, you just go and look after.
Mhm.
He's going to look. Oh. And then he's like, he gets home, and they're all playing Scrabble together as a family, and he's wearing the full jumper, and he's like, I was gone for 3 hours.
Yes, yes.
And then he rings him because he can't figure out how to use his television system. Get out.
The
Yeah,
goats.
yeah.
You know, it's just fun. Silly fun.
Mm.
And then the poor guy had to end up with Amy Adams. Ah, it's a hard life.
Yeah. Well,
She's all
Say-
right now.
she was great in that.
Yeah.
She was so good in that last Justice League movie.
Hmm.
Which one? Those two.
She looks the same in both. No, I'm a big fan. I know. Big fan.
Oh,
Good
and
movie.
also, sorry, another shout out
Yes.
for Molly Shannon because her character,
Yes,
her
yes,
10
yes,
minutes
yes.
that she's in the film for is sensational. Mrs. Jim Beam.
Feel the vibration of it.
Yes.
And then when the stakeholders come by, she just starts like, it's like, you got real nice tea. Just starts like kissing and everything.
Two
Yeah,
racing car
check it,
movies in a
Freya.
row. Speed racing. was better.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed
It's a
Speed
hard
Racer
one.
more.
They're so different.
Mm.
They are so different. So what racing car movie we got next in?
Return to Days of Thunder.
Days of
No.
Thunder.
Too
Days
nasty.
of
Return to Oz. My favorite racing
No,
movie.
when I'm not watching that movie. No, yeah, my movie is Return to Oz, which is on Disney Plus, which is, I guess, a sequel to The Wizard of Oz. In
The loosest terms.
yeah,
Yeah.
came out in late 80s, I think.
All I remember is the Wheelers.
The Wheelers and the Heads.
Yeah, just some freaky stuff. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but it was
Mhm.
freaky. Remember watching it like, TV in the afternoon. I'm like, what
I think-
the hell is this?
I think borrowed it on DVD randomly. DVD video randomly as a kid. And I think I watched this before I actually watched Wizard of Oz.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So anyway, so
That's weird.
yeah, I haven't seen this in a long time.
Right. Okay. I just realised who the main chick in it is. It's Waterboy's girlfriend.
Baruza Bulk
From,
or however you say it. Her name.
Yeah, I didn't want to attempt a name, to be honest. That's why I said Waterboy's
no.
girlfriend.
Disney Plus, did you say, didn't you?
It's on Disney Plus. And The Craft.
Yes.
Craft and Almost Famous.
Yes, she's good in that. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Check that out. I haven't seen that, so that'll be very
Sweet.
interesting.
Yeah, me neither. I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
Okay. And that wraps us up for this week.
Quick
Like,
note,
Mhm.
comment,
quick note.
subs.
Yes.
Dave.
Yeah, Dave, go.
Oh,
They released the final Evangelion movie on Amazon Prime, so that's the fourth one of the remakes. Well, the first three are on there, so if you feel like animating out and have no clue about what's going on, and want
Wait,
to keep
wait.
it that way,
So, did you say it's the
Okay,
fourth
so-
one, but 3 are on there?
the
Or
first
other-
three
no.
are on there as well.
Okay.
So the fourth one just got released.
Yeah. Cool.
I watched
Oh,
some
yeah.
of it, and it diverges a lot from what we remember from the cartoon, from
Yes.
the OVA.
Because when,
Yeah, so
when
yeah.
the first movie came out, I was like, there's going to be heaps of them. I'll wait till it's over before I even bother.
yeah,
Because
so
there's years.
Mm.
this should be the last one unless something happens. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I'm slowly going through 1, 2, 3, and then 4, which is called 3+1. But yeah.
God damn.
I
So,
know.
so what about the series? Do you need to watch the series first to know what's
No,
going on
'cause
in the
it
movie,
recaps.
or
Like
the
a
series
remake.
kind of
Recaps and it recaps and adds on,
it all. Right.
and adds more stuff and
Yeah,
fleshes it out for more.
very
It's like
common.
director's cut.
Mm.
Very
Yeah.
common for anime. They do that like all the time.
Okay.
I need to watch them
Interesting.
again because I've only seen the first two. I haven't seen 3 and 4 just came out.
For
yet.
ages, I've been wanting to rewatch the series. But you look at it and go, oh, that's a lot. So I don't know how people do these animes. Dave, how do you watch those pirates with 1,042 episodes?
One
Honestly.
Piece. Oh,
Right.
Yeah, it's too many.
Mate.
Man, I watched Gundam with like 40, and that's too much for me.
I think Neon Genesis 26 or whatever it is. I'm like, 26. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it was 20 for Gundam. Yeah,
Just
and it just feels like it takes
Just bring
forever.
back- what was it back in the day on SBS in Saturday night, Liquid Television? Can't they just bring that back? Just give me the Max and some Aeon Flux. What was the other guy with the weird head?
The head.
Was it the head?
Yeah.
It was head. Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Max. All right, might check them out, Dave. I used to enjoy that cartoon way back in the day, so I will see how we go.
Cool.
Okay.
Sorry, Dylan.
Bye.
Subscribe.
Do your thing. Oh,
I think that was the only thing I had to say. Subscribe.
that's it.
Subscribe, comment,
Subscribe.
Good job, Dave.
tell a
You
friend.
didn't, you
Hey,
didn't,
tell
you
a
didn't make
friend.
editing work for Dylan this week. Nice work.
Thank you.
Say it now.
Well.
Say it now. Say it now.
No.
Shut up, you.
Yeah.
All right. See y'all.
Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah.